What's happening, my YouTube family? So, of course, for all of those who saw my video yesterday regarding the Montrezl Harrell pickup, and a lot of you in the comments quickly responded, "Oh, the Lakers have added Marc Gasol," unbeknownst to me. So, appreciate y'all for passing on that information, because your boy was already a little bit dozing off. I won't say inebriated, but was dozing off just a little bit at that point. So, I kind of went to bed thinking about the Marc Gasol pickup, and let me tell y'all something. First and foremost, I'm a huge Marc Gasol fan. I'm a huge Marc Gasol fan because as a Tennessee native, like, the Grizzlies is my team. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm a LeBron James fan. He's my favorite player of all time, but don't ever get it twisted. I love my Memphis Grizzlies. And for a long time, the Memphis Grizzlies dominated. Well, I won't say dominated. You know what I mean? I might be stretching a little bit. But for a long time, the Memphis Grizzlies were relevant in the Western Conference. We were relevant in the Western Conference. And that was all due to Marc Gasol. Now, I have made a video before where I said, hey, Marc Gasol should have won that Defensive Player of the Year over LeBron James. And I still firmly believe that. But at the end of the day, what I really want to get into is how Marc Gasol and how this is going to affect the Lakers. Now, I will say this. As a player, as an overall player, Marc Gasol is a better player than JaVale McGee. He has more accolades. JaVale McGee is a 3-time NBA champion, but, let's remember he was a part of the Golden State Warriors, and let's just remember he did pick up a championship last year with LeBron James without having too much playing time in the finals. So, but anyway, if you look at the comparison of the two, now I will say losing JaVale McGee is a big loss to the Lakers. A lot of people might not think so, but the only reason I say that is because JaVale McGee had the ability to have lateral movement to where if he got switched on the pick and roll, he was able to keep up with whoever he switched off on. And I'm not saying that Marc Gasol cannot do that by any means. What I am saying, though, is JaVale McGee was also a very productive player when it came to the alley-oop play from LeBron James or Rondo or whoever it is that was facilitating the ball to him. And his size that he had, he was very, very capable of protecting the rim. Now, Marc Gasol was once a very good rim protector, but Marc Gasol a little bit long in the tooth. Now, Marc Gasol is going to be 36 years old coming up here in a few weeks, whereas JaVale McGee was only 32. That makes a huge difference when it comes to father time and athleticism in the world of sports, and especially basketball, when you have to run up and down the court so much. So Marc Gasol, though, will be a very good Laker because I feel, he has the ability to space the floor for the Lakers. Now, that's something definitely JaVale McGee was not doing. And JaVale McGee was the starter for the Lakers. So, with Marc Gasol moving into the starting center position for the Lakers, what that's really going to do is going to open up the floor. I mean, it's going to spread the floor to where LeBron James is going to run rook shot at the rim. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the lane is going to part like the Red Sea. Because when Marc Gasol goes out to the perimeter and spreads that floor, then he's going to be sucking that other center out there with him. Because if the other center doesn't get sucked, the center of the other team that's defending Marc Gasol, if he has no choice but to go out there and guard Marc Gasol. Because if he doesn't and stays in the lane, then Marc Gasol is wide open for the three. You understand what I'm saying? So the floor spacing is going to be so big, so much, that Anthony Davis is going to be able to have plenty of opportunity to get to the rim. KCP is going to have plenty of opportunity to get to the rim. LeBron James is going to have plenty of opportunity to get to the rim. So you got to imagine, now within your starting lineup, I would imagine you would have LeBron James as the point, very capable of shooting the three. KCP at your shooting guard at the 2 spot, very capable of hitting the three. Kyle Kuzma at your 3 spot, capable of hitting the three. I won't say very, but capable of hitting the three. But we pulling for you, Kuz. We pulling for you to get yourself together. We pulling for you, Kuz. And then Anthony Davis at that 4 spot, who is capable of hitting the three, and who is capable of protecting the paint, who is capable of creating their own shot. And then also Marc Gasol, who is more than capable of scoring in the paint because he has a litany of moves. Now, I watched Marc Gasol for years. So Marc Gasol has a litany of moves. He can do the up and under. He got the fadeaway going. And the thing about it is, I want y'all to understand, for people who might not know this, Marc Gasol for years didn't even shoot three-pointers. Like, he was like a Tim Duncan type player. And him and Timmy D used to have some hell of some battles. I'm telling you what, man. I seen the Memphis Grizzlies and San Antonio Spurs used to go at it. The Spurs used to always get the best of the Grizzlies, swept them in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, the Spurs was deep. You was looking at a young Mike Conley against, Tony Parker and Ginobili and Duncan. And, I love me some Zebo. I love Zebo and Tony Allen and Marc Gasol. But anyway, sorry, getting off subject. So anyway, Marc Gasol is he has such a high IQ of basketball. See, he's a defensive floor general. So he's gonna anchor that defense along with LeBron James. And I can see them probably having one of the best defenses in the NBA this year, because the Lakers was already top 3, I want to say, in defense last year as far as holding teams points per game. So with that being said, Marc Gasol is going to give you what you need defensively. He's not the rim protector in his older years that JaVale McGee was, but at the end of the day, he's still a great defensive player. And the main thing is, by him being able to shoot threes now, and that's getting back to what I was saying, is Marc Gasol didn't even start shooting threes until 2016. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I was at the Memphis game when Memphis was up on Golden State and had Golden State. The year that Golden State won that first championship, Memphis was one of the best teams in the league, and we was smacking Golden State and was up 2-1 on Golden State. And I mean, it was really just having our way with Golden State. Mike Conley defensively was shutting down Steph Curry. Tony Allen defensively was shutting down Klay Thompson. Memphis, we was the grind. They was the grind team. So I want to say that Tony Allen got hurt, and once Tony Allen got hurt, that pretty much gave away the Grizzlies' chance to win that series. And a lot of people say, well, it's just Tony Allen. But Tony Allen was such a great defender that cost the Grizzlies big time. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because that's when Marc Gasol and the coaches of Memphis, I want to say Dave Yeager at the time, said, listen, Marc Gasol, we need you to start shooting three-pointers. We need you to just put that range out, because he was already hitting 18-footers. He was hitting 18-footers all day, splashing them. So then they moved him out, and it took me by surprise when he started shooting threes. I was like, hold on, because I was so used to the ground and pound of the Memphis Grizzlies. I used to call it the Splash Brothers against the Smash Brothers. You understand what I'm saying? Because I love that grit and grind. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Marc Gasol started hitting threes in 2016. He only been shooting threes for 4 years. But within the time that he started shooting threes, he's already a career 36% three-point shooter. And that's pretty damn good for a big man. So you're talking about spacing the floor. Man, that's going to be a tremendous help for the Lakers, for him, in order to stretch the floor like that and allow for LeBron James and allow for others to be able to get off in the paint. I mean, the paint going to be so wide open for the Lakers this year, it's not even going to make sense, is what I'm telling y'all. And watch and see what I'm telling you. But the key is, I'm telling y'all, the only thing that really worries me with this pickup is Marc Gasol. I'm not going to say he's injury prone. But what I will say is Marc Gasol has had his share of injuries over the years. So I remember he broke a bone in his foot that had him out for a year. Even last year, if you look back last year, he probably missed 16, 17 games leading up before the corona shut down because of a sore hamstring. But one thing I will say is he's now on the team with LeBron James. And if anybody knows how to help somebody get healthy in the gym and give them a few pointers on what they need to do, as far as stretching and staying fresh and being in that great game shape, that would be LeBron James. But the only thing that does worry me is if Marc Gasol does go down with injury, then what are we looking at as far as who's going to be the center? I mean, of course, AD can move over to center. Harold could come in and play the power forward. You know, that is something that is totally capable of happening. But right now, the way I forecast it is, you're going to be looking at LeBron James as the point. You're going to be looking at KCP as the 2, then Kuz, and then AD as the 4 and Marc as the 5, which is going to give you a hell of a bench. So then you're going to be talking about Schroeder as your bench point guard, Caruso as the 2. Then you're talking about, you still got Wes Matthews. He can play the 2 or the 3, and he's very capable of hitting threes. You understand what I'm saying? Then you still got Montrezl Harrell on the bench to play that 4 spot. So the Lakers got a lot of different ways they can mix and match pieces because, as we all know, the NBA is all about matchups. Just like you can see when we went against Houston and LeBron James and the Lakers dismantled that Houston experiment already. I mean, they gave up real quick, fired the coach, and next thing you know, they out of there because they know, well, we can go small ball. We can go small ball and do this. You know, this is what Golden State used to call the death lineup. But guess what? The Lakers can do the same thing because you can move AD over into that center position. And when you do that, it's over with. So, I don't know if y'all remember this, but it was an old 70s movie. And there wasn't no pimp called Slickback, but it was an old 70s movie where this guy, he used to have a saying. And that's pretty much the saying that's on the movie. What the guy used to say is pretty much relevant for the Lakers right now. It's pretty much over with. It's ended. It's finished. That's what the old pimp used to call a done dollar. So this is a done dollar. And I just really cannot see anybody beating the Los Angeles Lakers in a 7-game series. Now, you can say what you want to about Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but I would welcome that opportunity because I just could not see them beating the likes of a LeBron James and an AD. So if you're going to have AD and LeBron versus a Kyrie and a KD, I'm going to roll with LeBron and AD 10 times out of 10. You know what I mean? And you got to have heart in this thing too. And that's something that I think KD is lacking, a little bit of heart. But we'll see how he do without a bunch of teammates, all-star teammates that's helping him. So it'll be very interesting to see. And then let's not forget the Clippers. They made the move with Serge Ibaka like that was supposed to be something that somebody's supposed to worry about. Serge Ibaka, I'd rather have Montrezl Harrell. I mean, Serge Ibaka getting long in the tooth. He can stretch out and hit the 3. He played good defense and all that. But at the end of the day, that's not going to help the Clippers, especially because they got Tyronn Lue. And we all know Tyronn Lue cannot coach his way out of a wet paper sack. Tyronn Lue cannot coach himself out of a wet paper sack. If it weren't for LeBron James, Tyronn Lue wouldn't even have a ring. And no offense to Tyronn Lue, and I know a lot of NBA people say, well, he's a great coach, he's a great coach. And who am I? I'm just somebody who analyzes and watches it. So I'm just telling you, in all the times that I saw Tyronn Lue, I never saw to where he was able to make great defensive coaching decisions as far as matchups and pulling people and knowing who to match up who and when. I mean, some of the decisions I saw him make were terrible, but we won't get into that. So main thing that I want to let everybody know, the pickup of Marc Gasol, I feel good about it as long as he can stay healthy. I do hate losing JaVale McGee. I know JaVale get a bad rap for being Shaqtin' a fool, but at the end of the day, JaVale McGee was a hell of a rim protector. So much love to JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee, we wish you a lot of success. And B New saying once again, hit that bell. Right on to the real and death to the fakers. I'm out.